We are now live. Good evening, guys. Good evening. And I tell you what, I don't worry about it. I do Angela's job again. I've been on the radio for about an hour or so, and I thought, oh well, she's with her drinking. You know what I got? A poor cup. Well, there you go. It's all right for some people, innit? Anyway, good evening, guys. Good evening, and
Good
welcome.
evening,
I'm pass.
everybody.
I'm going to pass you over to. I'm going to pass you over to that lady in the corner. See you in a bit.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talking Live on Crossroads Podcast UK. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today is 8 o'clock rather than the usual 7 o'clock. Not my fault. It was a special request by the Crossroads team. So I, of course, happily obliged. How are you all? It's Friday evening and I feel super excited. Mind you, that's just me most days, isn't it? I have left Talking Live at 7 because that is the normal slot. So I didn't bother changing it to 8. It is now just gone past 8. And we are, the team, not we are, the team is running slightly behind due to, God help us. You know what? You don't need help. You just need alpha female by your side. Because once you have alpha females by your side, your world just becomes super duper amazing. And that is what the topic is all about. And I was just downloading, and Canva was being a little bit slow today. I was downloading a poster, and I will share that a little bit later now. It's why support alpha females. We must support everybody in our life, really. But in particular, who told you that? I don't know what that means. But why we must support alpha females, let me just get rid of a few tabs from my laptop so there are no confusion.
Anyway, welcome to Talking Live. My name is Angela, and
What happened? I didn't get rid of the tab. It just disconnected somehow.
right, you can
Can
carry
we
on now.
can we have this confirm, perhaps in writing, Steve, that you are not to portray as me? There is only me. There's only one of me, as rare and refined and gorgeous and fun and, you know, I'm a rare gem. You just cannot take that, away from me.
Guys, if you think that, please write into me, Steve B Podcast UK, right? And please, I don't know what we've done, guys, tonight, but it's been a nightmare, right? So, yes, I am, I am the one, Angela B Spragg. This is me in disguise. I don't know who she is. I'll let you carry on. Okay.
Sorry about that little a bit of tech error. I'm sure I didn't delete anything. It just happened to just, take me out of my flow. And sometimes I think we just need that little break to get us right back to where we need to be. So, All glitches in life are wonderful. How are you? Happy Friday. It's Friday evening, and you know what's the beautiful thing about each day, not just Friday, but each day, what's so wonderful is the fact that we can say, I have accomplished much today, and I have the most fabulous time, and I've socialized with my friends, I've done some work, and loads of money coming is my way, and I've had great sex, if you did have sex, that is, and I've had a great drink, if you're having that drink, that is, chin chin, and you can say, you know, now I can unwind. So this is what Friday is all about, because I will be unwinding till Monday. I have another second, or was it a third long weekend, and I just feel absolutely glorious. I feel fantastic, and it's not just a Friday feeling. I have this Friday feeling every day. Would you like to be, experiencing this kind of energy every day? Could you cope with it? I mean, do you have that greatness within you to experience such joy every day in your every day in your life? I got chatted up today. I must tell you something funny before we progress to much serious notes. So, after a sip or two, today I am drinking, that Sip Smith or something. I mean, I know it's gin, right? I don't need to read the labels, but it's that really nice bottles, and gin bottles are quite classy, aren't they? And it's that lime yellow. I was thinking, what is the name? Never mind. Let's just pour. I only had 2 minutes to pour my gin and tonic. I don't need a lot of practice. I know exactly how much I want. Pour in the cranberry. I have this thing about gin and cranberry. So it's GNC, if just to let you know what I'm drinking. It's not Bloody Mary or anything, but it's GNC. And I am just enjoying that very, very much. So let me come back and tell you about my chat up. There is a man I met today. He was rather yummy, really yummy. And I mean, I like a guy who just knows what he's what he's doing, what he wants, and be out with it, dinner and all sorts. And I was only saying that the other day that, I'll be just happy for a man to just come out with, dinner at home. And I would be so like, there's no need to be all confusing and everything. And lo and behold, a gorgeous man comes into my life today and does exactly that. I mean, if you understand how the energy of the entire universe works, and whatever you ask the universe, it comes to you. Trust me, I, the alpha female, could not handle it. I mean, talk about being bold. And this is exactly, I thought I could cope with this, let's be out with it. What do you want? This person I don't even know that well, comes up to me, and numbers are exchanged, and there we go. Out with it. Let's socialize, he said. Which was like a code word for let's get it on. And I was like, I really like being single. I am like really comfortable in my comfort nest. I did not want to be disturbed by handsome men right now. As tempted as I was, I must say. And I thought, no. This year, I do not want this. So I cannot believe that I have, let pass an offer of quite a gorgeous man. To be perfectly honest, it really took me by surprise. I mean, I do like a guy who knows what he wants, but this one threw me off a little bit. He was rather forward, and I thought I could cope with that, but I clearly cannot. But yes, it has left me blushing all day, and I must say that did make my Friday night or day or evening or whatever, and I am enjoying that gin a little bit more. And this is what I want to say, you know? Uh, so this is what I mean, you know. See, this is what Steve does. He puts these little notes, and then he really takes me off my flow. I was on a really good flow there, Steve. Really good flow. But never mind. I shall get back right on it. But I must say, you know, I've got the chuckles now. Whoa! You know, this is what happens. You know, don't always wish for the things you think you want, because they will come and face you right there in your face, like it did with me, and I didn't know what to do. So I said, "Not today, darling." I am rather busy with talking life and all that. I cannot believe I declined an offer from a very handsome man. I liked his tattoos as well. Anyway, so this is what I want to share with you. Look at the amazing feeling one gets when one is shown love and affection, and when one is, I don't know, given compliments, and when one is, I don't know, triggered, when the emotions are triggered by somebody very handsome. And what I like to say is, although we should support all females and males, children and whatnot, but in particular, I want to pay attention to why it is worth your while to support the alpha females in your family. Because I'm going to share with you a great story about my grandmother in a moment. So it's not about alpha females. Do not think alpha females come in perfect figures with perfect hair and perfect bodies and graceful in, you know, in every single way, and the confidence and the sexuality that may ooze out at them. No, that does not mean that person is alpha female, because anybody can, whether they are slim or or not so slim or a bit plump like I am, you can still be sexy and gorgeous and whatever you want to be. But what image do we have when it comes to alpha females? Some people think alpha females is about being ruthless. As we say, we may think of, you know, alpha males. When you think of alpha males, there's a lot of burden and a lot of responsibility. Alpha sexes are all about strong leadership. And in any leadership, you need to think about everything else and manage to bring about a balance and to take people forward. So that applies to no matter if it's your job or if it's your personal life or if it's just a casual encounter. I don't know. I think I failed miserably today in my alpha leadership. I don't know. I think I beg to differ on that. But whatever the alpha females are in your family, if you are lucky to have, and I will say that it is not your typical person who may be, you know, let's go, go, go in everything and leave everybody behind. Alpha personalities are all about bringing inclusion and balance. They are very honorable, trusting, maybe appear to be ruthless, but they're not. But sometimes that the genetic makeup in them, almost gives them no choice but to be ruthless. And I have exercised that, and I would say maybe not so much today, but I do possess some characters of the alpha lady because I just have it in my genes. I'll tell you about that. My genetics have come from a very, very strong female, my grandmother. And I'll tell you a little story about my grandma. And I actually did share in a chapter that I contributed 2-3 years ago to Life's Chrysalis. I was one of the contributing author to Life's Chrysalis, and that was my first writing that I did, and I, without knowing, dedicated that chapter to my grandmother. And I am going to revisit, because I still haven't, I've never revisited my writing, haven't had the time to. I've been so busy writing that sometimes you don't really have the time to revisit your work. So I haven't revisited any of my published writing. And one of the latest book that I've contributed to is this one. It is called I Am Because We Are. We are. Nothing happens with just one person. Everything happens with togetherness. And this is where I want to, or for you to think about why it is worth supporting alpha females. Because not only that you will get their 100% loyalty, no matter no matter how horrible you are, but they will see the bigger picture. They will not see the little minute, setback that most people will have. They will see the wider picture, because they are about inclusion and taking other people forward, right? So my grandma, the story behind my grandma, my background, my heritage from my father's side is full Indian. So in the north of India, my grandmother is of an era where ladies were not to be given any kind of education. And so my grandmother was an illiterate, but she was the strongest female that I ever knew. Even in the modern, like in her senior years, the older she became, the more she matured. And the more she matured, the stronger she became. And even in her dying days, she was giving strength to others. And every year that passes in my life, I realize, it's almost like her genetics or her genes, her blood inside my veins, it ripples and it comes alive. And, it's only today. No, it wasn't today. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with a very close friend of mine. And I was telling her, I think I might talk about her tomorrow. But he has to just, like all my episodes, I like to connect with a topic and it has to, ooze out of me. I don't plan my content. Everything is about a real life experience. This is why it's labeled, this show is labeled as Talking Life, because I want it to be oozing out, not just reciting from a written content. It's a real life experience that I am sharing, and everything can't be proven, thank goodness, but it is a real life experience. So my grandmother, Raki, her name was, and she was tall. She was taller than, the average Indian woman. And she had this presence about her. She had waves. I remember her as having grey waves, and she had like almost like dark and grey eyes. And her nails, I used to love her nails. She never needed to wear any varnish or anything. Her nails just looked shiny all the time, and my friends were convinced that my grandma is wearing clear varnish, and I used to say, no, my grandmother does not wear any varnish. Her nails were shining. Her eyes were always lit up, with gracefulness and joyous, and she was always very, very happy to see you. She dedicated so much of her time visiting neighbors and anyone who needed her. And I really realized later on that she was actually, without knowing, probably was a healer. I mean, it was very, very important for her to support fellow women. If you only, there were loads of ladies, especially in the Indian culture, when there is a new bride that comes into, the family homes. It's nerve-wracking because females do not know that household. They may not, most likely in that era, they would have never seen what their future husband, will look like. And so she was an incredible source and strength for newbies in new families. And she had such an authority about her. She was so, I remember witnessing that how she could just walk in any house. She was just instantly respected because there was something that my grandma was known for, is her honesty. Her character was she wore it so transparently as an apparel. Her character, she wore it as her armor. You could never no one could ever accuse my grandma of lying, because that's just not possible. And I think one of the reason that it's so important for me to not live a lie or to live in truthfulness, I think it stems from her. And just like today, when I talk about her, when I talk about her character, about trusting and living life in truthfulness, I've just realized where it came from. I thought it was something that I created for myself, but actually it is something that I've inherited and only recognized it just right now. I didn't know. I thought it was my character. So, I've always used to say that, I always say that now, that it is so important that people know your character, whether they like you or not, but they know what your character is. That is most important. And for my truthfulness, I have been, tainted with all kinds of bad words and associated with something that is not me. But I know that although living a life in truthfulness has, not made my life very easy, but you do still reap the result in the end, because you may have to struggle a little bit because people don't like how truthful you are, but it does pay. It does pay. And this is something, another thing I've realized, actually, that is how my grandma was. And they normally say your children connect more with the grandparents, don't they? And I always thought, oh, children connect with their grandparents because the parents don't have time to spend with their children, right? Because that is also true. But the grandparents play such an important role in the children's life. And although I have had a very, very disruptive life, my grandmother has been an incredible source of strength and wisdom. And although what I think is my own learning in my own life, but the foundation of my character actually stems from my grandmother. And so that confidence that everybody talks about, it's not mine really at all. I may have built upon it, but really it comes from my grandmother. And my grandmother had wonderful daughters, and she passed on that strength, that confidence onto them. And what my grandma used to say is, you're not my granddaughter, you are my daughter. And I think the reason why she said that to me, because I think there was more of the similarities that I saw in her and she saw in me. And there was a time when my truthfulness caused her great pain. And that was when I was about 16, 17. And because my grandma used to give me this big lecture on it always comes down to a woman, especially in sexual scenarios, it always comes down to a woman. And I used to get very tired of hearing it because I just felt like my grandmother was lecturing me too much, and I'm still a virgin and I have no intention of losing my virginity. But because, my grandma thought I was a beautiful young woman and attractive, and she felt like I would be an easy prey to the wild men out there. One can only dream. I kid you not. But boys weren't my priority. Boys were never my priority. Men, men, are, I guess I can make priority for them. But relationship has never been my top of the list. It's always been quite secondary. So I used to get very annoyed with my grandmother, like, oh, for God's sake, the lecture cometh. And I used to get a bit annoyed. So and then the biggest worry that my grandma used to have is, there isn't a man on this planet that would be suitable for Angela, So I'm not sure where she was going with that because, I'm a very compatible person, I must say. So why must we slurring? The gin and tea is not tonic, but the GNC is kicking in a little bit now. So why should we support alpha females? It's very important because they make an incredible difference in so many lives. So we need them. It's not that we must support them. There is no question. We have to support them because they play an incredible role in all sexes. Whether you are a heterosexual, whether you're male, female, or you are of a third gender, or you are of binary, whatever label you want to choose, alpha female will never look at you in a stereotypical way because her view of you is a lot different to the view you even have for yourself. They are non-judgmental. They don't even know, first of all, that they're alpha females. They are incredibly trusted. They just don't like no nonsense. They do not like time wasters. So, because they play such an important role, in your life, the impact that they have in any life is long lasting. So because it's long lasting, the person, I mean, my grandma died over 20, nearly 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. And I am still remembering her acts that are, that have, everything she has done and said. I am still unraveling and learning and remembering that, oh my God, it was from all that time ago, and is still having an incredible impact on me today. I am all grown up, but the child I remain, in a way, because what we learn during our child years, that is long lasting. You can, even if you will see that in dementia patients, they will forget everything, but not the beginning, not the childhood, not the long-term memory still survives. So if we have incredible alpha females in our lives, we kind of need them. There is no question that they're just horrible and bossy and whatever. But understand what an alpha female is. They're not like somebody who bosses you about and drink GNC every Friday on Talking Live, chin chin, and they are fun. You need them in your life because everybody needs happiness. Hello. Cheers to all the alpha females out there, globally and universally, wherever they are. May they multiply more alpha females. Amen to that. Chin chin. So, some of the things I was learning why alpha females are so important, and I think Forbes did an article. Let me just pull it up. I'm really not as prepared as I wanted to be, but there is a lady, Dr. Rob Fazio, is a council member, but is Forbes, by Forbes article, and she wrote an article on the importance of the alpha female. And I'm going to see if I can just browse some of the pointers. If go away. If we can share this on Talking Life. And, you have alpha females and obviously you have alpha males, and they both are incredible source of strength. So if you have alpha male or female, support them, because without your support, you're almost wasting the resource that you have within your reach. They're right there. Use them, because, here, let me just read something. The 4 types of alpha. Not all alphas talk over people, argue, or drive objectives at the expense of inclusion or collective wisdom. I didn't even read this article, but I knew that such articles do exist. And what the word that I have, without knowing, spotted here, inclusion. They don't just wipe everything and overtalk and disregard for the sake of inclusion. They do have incredible common sense. So the collective wisdom, yes. Alphas are a combination of awareness and adaptation. So when I was talking about my grandmother helping the new brides to settle, into their new surroundings and do it in the most loving and comforting way and be like a spokesperson, it must be quite horrifying. Like, look at how we behave. One of my exes wanted, I was a little bit unsure. He You know, 2 or 3 months later, he wanted me to meet the parents, and I nearly had a heart attack. So I was like, "Oh my God, he's asking me to marry him." You know? I don't do parents that well, I guess. I'm really good with parents, but when somebody asks you to, meet mum soon, that's just wrong, isn't it? I don't know. It felt wrong, and I'm no longer with that man. That was not the reason, by the way. But it was just like, whoa, step back, darling. It was, I like strong men, but I just wonder if I can actually manage or handle that. I do. I am attracted to alpha males for sure, and I do like boldness in a man. And although it didn't work well, I think I got a little bit. I think I got a little bit scared today. This man was so forward; it scared me. I'm like, whoa, hang back. So alpha females are delicate creatures at heart. They may be scary looking on the outside, but we are delicate and wonderful and loving. So the other thing is, I want to, the adaptation. Yes, my grandma would be like a spokesperson. It's like, hang on a minute. To the family, if somebody was giving that person a hard time, my grandmother would step in, and there was nobody who was going to pick an argument with my grandma. And that's not because she was aggressive. My grandma was meek and humble, and she did everything out of love, and she just did everything with the use of love. There was just only love in the background and in the intent. It was out of love. It was for your own good. Out of love, everything. And this is another trait that I have from my grandma. I just love everybody, and some people just think I fancy them. I am so caring. Some people think I just, I want to get it on. No, I don't. I just love you. Watch out, mums. Let me make a comment about mums. All the mums out there, if I ever hear you say, I am just a mum, I will come down on you and change that mindset like you wouldn't believe. There is a friend of mine that I have this conversation, like you have friends in your life that you can say bloody anything. And it's a perfectly safe place. I have few of those. But this one particular friend that I can really speak rough and be myself. And I just love it. I love it. And I was telling her about, why do mums, motherhood scares me. There is no way I will be a mother. It scares the hell out of me, because to blindly invest over 20 years of your life, the peak life of your life, your precious life, and dedicate it to nappies and, potty training and language teaching and character building and endless washing, and oh my God, that gives me a headache. To influence a young human being and distort your body, that perfect body, and put your body through incredible paces to bring that human being out of you. I just think, why would you do this to yourself? This is like this is like how, it scares the hell out of me to be a mother. And if I did, become a mother, I'll be like CID will have nothing. I'll be like super investigating mother. Everything is a threat. I'll be a full-time mother, and I'll be worried to sick every day, and I will probably die very young. You know, I know my capabilities. Motherhood is not one of them. Good luck to the billions of mothers out there. Can you stop saying, I am just a mother? Because mothers are incredible. You have no idea you are bringing, a human being into the universe. And you have just created a life inside of you and delivered and nourished. I mean, what is the matter with you? Why are you saying I'm just a mother? I couldn't do that. I could not do that. I just think it's a bad investment. And if I had a daughter, and she'd be just like me, and there is no way I could cope with that. I just so know that if I did have a child, I would have a daughter and she'd be like me. And oh my God, I could not cope with me. Anyway, so this is the worry my grandma used to have. And I used to think, why is my grandmother so worried about my partners? I'm not even interested in one, But as long as I remember it, my grandma was always worried about a suitor in my life. It's like, I just cannot see a man going out with Angela. I mean, who would put up with her? I just think I'm an incredible alpha female, and I am so loving and wonderful. But my grandma was worried for the males. Hello? I'm a gentle soul, really, who easily gets frightened. I don't know what my grandma was worried about. Anyway, may she rest beautifully in peace. So, alpha females are just wonderful. I think all females are just incredible. They're incredible because they don't just, their life, the role in this life cycle is so complex. To do everything, to adapt, to the body, the forever changing body, and forever, the mindset to always sacrifice and self-neglect, and to give and give and give and to accommodate. That takes some strength and character to be a female. So females out there, please do not put yourself down. You are an incredible being. And mothers out there, I mean, what were you thinking? Why would you do this to yourself? I couldn't. Good luck to you. I rather be a weak alpha. I was not born to deliver. I'm sorry. I like it as it is. So I feel that no matter how much I talk about my grandma, no matter how much I am still learning about my grandma, the depth of her influence and her contribution to my life, I just don't know if I have a lifetime, in this lifetime, I can appreciate the work she has done in my life alone. She has given so much time and effort to so many others. I mean, how did she do it? How does she do it? And it does require time, effort, energy, dedication, commitment, and do it all, without any complaint, without any thought for like, oh, this is making me tired. My grandma was never tired to help. You could call on my grandma no matter what time of day it was. You can knock on her door at night if you wanted. She will always open the door and you will always have a cup of tea and a chat. So, when you think of an alpha female, don't try not to be frightened of her character, of her confidence, of her brutal honesty, of her wisdom. Don't envy her. Be part of her because she is an incredible source of loyalty, strength, love, everything that our humanity needs. You don't need to compete with an alpha female. She does not need a competition. She doesn't need to compete. She is complete. Don't look at her as a threat. Your threat is somebody who bullies you, somebody who's envious of you. An alpha female will cherish your success, will respect a fellow female. She will not cheat on you or steal your man. She will support you even if you hate her. She will look at your child as her child. If your child is under threat, she will protect. You may have alpha females in your family or in your circle, or you just know her as a third party. Doesn't matter how well you know her. She'll be there for you, whether you know her or not. Her family is not her blood, but everybody she is connected to. She will give you all if you deserve it. She will not let you walk all over her. And for that, she may be seen as a brutal person. No, it's just because she respects herself. And she will not give anybody the right to take her freedom or to step over her. She is the ultimate warrior. She is the ultimate wife. She is the ultimate partner. She is the ultimate friend. She is the ultimate sister, or whatever you want her to be. Whatever it is, you will find the best in the alpha. And that's why she always gets the best in return. He may have thorns in the things that she receives, but there'll be people dedicated to her that, you just would not experience. So I am very, very fortunate to know a lot of alpha females in my life, and I salute them all, and I love them all. And I am in awe of them as they are in awe of me, and I will forever support. So this is why we need to support alpha females, because they are a limitless source of strength and love and protection. So that's my bit. And my GNCs declining miserably. Steve, any comments? Did you notice the cheeky messages he was putting out there?
Well, I haven't got no messages because I haven't checked on my radio set because we got split up a rogue on there at the moment. But all I can say is I've been living here, a good boy, not doing nothing, and kind of like agree with what you're saying because we need to kind of like look after the women in our life. And I remember my grandmother. I used to like sit out the window with her and watch life go by. All the coaches going by. Because we lived in a place where it was historic and everything, and so that is one thing. And I think if we have a woman in our life, that's really handy to do the dishes and do the hoovering. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. please don't contact me. But no, what we do is, I think us men, we take our wives, our partners, girlfriends, you name it, and we take advantage of them. And John, I think women are special, and every one of them. And I think that you know, you, um, I think we should kind of like, what can I say, love them more and spoil them more because they deserve it. They've got to put up with us. You know what I mean? And I feel sorry for my wife. After the time when what she's got to do for me and put up with me, but I just kind of like say thank you very much and that's it. You know what I mean? And sometimes I do get a wind up, and when I get into bed, she kind of like starts kind of she doesn't speak to me. If we fall out, she don't speak to me. So I just kind of like get her, put her back in, wind her up and things like that. And then she gets hurt and she whacks me somewhere where it hurts, and that's not nice. But I think every woman that comes into our life, we need to love them and really kind of like appreciate what they do. You know, um, and I think they do a wonderful job. And we've got a grandmother. You know, I think you need to kind of cherish them because they've been through a lot. They've probably been through the war, or they've probably seen things that you will never see in your entire life, but they've been through that. And I think we need to treasure that. I think we need to treasure our grandmothers, but also our family too. So yeah, I've been here sitting and listening, and I don't know what happened. There was a fly here just now sending stupid messages to you, but I don't know what happened to him. I think he's gone now. So yeah, I think it's been really good. I think it's good. Yeah, but there's a question what I want to ask you is about this gentleman today. When you sent one, was it like you were going through a park or was it through a town centre?
No, no, no. I know him, and we met.
Oh, you know
Uh,
him?
I know him. Yes, I don't know him, but I know him through work and from my one
Oh,
of my
right,
previous
okay.
yeah from previous companies, and I don't know him as a person. I know him as an ex-colleague, and it was just bizarre to have somebody I not really know, but I know that we were part of one company at one stage, and I just couldn't believe how forward. It wasn't in so many words, but it was just quite forward. It just took me back a bit.
There you go. There you go.
Ha- uh,
Some can, some can be told,
I
You
like a
think
man
that? Do
who
you
knows.
think some men can, sorry?
Say that again. Say that again.
Some men can be forward because they want to get something, don't they? They want to. It's not. I'm not saying they want to get sex or something, but they want to probably like they want to be forward because they want to show a feel probably. You know what I mean?
Yes, I mean, there was no disrespect intended or anything. It was just, I'm very comfortable around men, and I was just taken aback that, in the first meeting, so much conversation and directness to where that person wanted to go. And I just thought, wow, Norm, I like a man to be quite direct. I find it easier to communicate that way, but not direct like I've only seen you direct. I just,
Right. Okay.
I,
Okay.
although I do like men who are quite direct, because otherwise I don't understand signals. They could be saying anything to me. I don't get it. And if they're direct, I understand what they want. But this was like quite direct. I'm just not. Maybe
Oh,
I'm just not used to it.
can you go up here and go, hey, babe, what you doing today? Do you have any spare time?
Well, it was
My
basically, are you?
house is not very far from.
It was basically, are you available for this weekend to socialize a bit? I'm just using the socialize word as an appropriate word to use.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well,
I'm like,
well,
ooh, I have a busy weekend.
busy weekend.
Oh, I do
Was that
actually have
just
a
an
busy.
excuse?
I do have a busy weekend, but this is like somebody too close to home, so I just don't want to go there. You know, it's too close to home. I don't want that. I don't want somebody I know from working. I don't like. Let's say I don't like being intimate with my colleagues, ex-colleagues or
Right,
present.
okay.
Yeah, I don't. There's no way I would do
Right,
it.
okay.
Too close to home.
Well, I'll have a surprise for you, by the way, because
What?
this chap here is out on your front. Surprise for you.
Why?
This chap here is outside. This chap here is outside your front door now.
Well, it's all right. I'm used to seeing the queue. I ignore most of them. They stand about. I don't care.
You leave a queue outside, do you?
Oh,
Your front
usually.
door. So you know what you do, give them a number. Number two, your time is up. Number 46. Hello. Yeah, girl.
Oh, you just reminded me of
You
the
probably
episode.
got somebody.
You reminded me of the
You probably got
episode.
some.
The guy where Del Boy is the Arkwright. What's that Arkwright? What's
Oh,
that program called?
yeah.
Yeah, you remember
Open all hours.
Open All Hours? Yeah. Do you know when they're talking about the Black Widow and it's like, oh, she doesn't know about number 42 or something, and she's
Yeah,
basically like where all the males go, and no, you just reminded me of that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, that's
But,
a
you know,
joke. I don't have a queue. It's just I just I wish there was.
yeah.
No, not really.
So if
I
you
couldn't,
know this
I
young
couldn't cope with
lady,
that. What's that?
if you know this young lady, people, if you know this young lady, can you make sure that when you do queue up, you do take a number? It could be a long wait, but she eventually will see you.
Make sure you're at the correct house number. That is.
Yeah, it's number 40. I've got to take I think before I've got to take a think before I go. My wife was telling me one day. I hope you don't mind me kind of like telling you, but um, her ex-boyfriend cheated on her,
Mm.
and so what she did was she got posters and she put it in all the phone boxes, right? Saying men or women wanted, right? Men or women wanted, you know. So you took a picture of him nude. All right, it was his pictures. All right, so he was in the gay magazine, right? And apparently, the girl went around putting it in the phone boxes.
Oh my god!
His phone number. Can you imagine? No. Did, did he? Did he get lots of phone calls from men and women? God. Did the local fish shop contact him about his little tackle? God, yeah. I had the nurse in the other day. She had to come in with a telescope.
You better be nice, Steve.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is, you it's kind of like I don't know you if you were going through a park and a man comes up to you and goes, "Hey, hello, your name is my name's Angela," and he said, "Right, would you like to go out for a meal now?" Would you go out for a meal with him if you didn't know him? No, honestly.
I have to go with my intuition on that one because I do meet a lot of random people. It's just that when because I just know a lot of people. So this is something that I have to monitor quite a bit because where I am so no, where I'm so comfortable with a lot of people, I don't see that threat. I don't see the like I need to be careful. So I need to deliberately sort of have a little check in with myself to make sure I am I am behaving correctly. I'm not giving the wrong signals. But I do meet a lot of people that I don't know because of work, and my work is all about meeting people that I don't know. So so if somebody said,
Right.
by the way, because I've worked in like transport industry, I've worked, aviation and surface transport. There are people who know me that I don't even know that they know me. So it's like, oh hi, do you want to pop
So
in for a coffee? Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. So it's
yeah,
what can I
I
say? I'm
just
just popular, Steve.
you know. So you just go out for a meal, and what they do is they go, well, you can pick me up at 5 o'clock, right? You've got about an hour. So I think, thank you very much. Just had my tea. Thank you. Bye. Get rid of them, innit?
Sweetheart,
I
I
would.
don't need to pick men. Men can come and pick me up. Thanks very much.
I get them to pick me up. No,
Yeah,
fuck
you
that.
can.
That's old fashioned now. That is.
I am old fashioned.
I had a woman pick me up once.
Ah, well.
she she kept on picking me up all the time. Shut up. I said, yeah. See what I'm getting at?
Well
That's
done.
become my wife. It's terrible. That's all right. I'll tell her later on. I'll get the pledge out on her. But I've got the pledge here. Look. The pledge.
Oh yeah.
I clean my table with that. Yes, I clean table with that. Pledge.
Good.
I can't afford to. Every time we do an advert on the radio, I'll go like this. I go, pledge. Keep your table clean and tidy. No, but honestly, but no, I think the trouble is though, I think sometimes you can be forthcoming because you know,
Yeah.
because you miss out on that special somebody, wouldn't you? Do you agree?
Yes. Yes. I mean, yes. For example, like I have a very, very close friend that I will not ever, although we are quite compatible, we've been friends for a very long time. I will not jeopardize that friendship. Because to me, that friendship is more important than a relationship.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
you have to, it's easier to make decisions when you really know yourself. So
yeah,
although I
yeah. I know.
still, yeah, it's I to me a meaningful friendship is more important than finding a partner because friends are important to me. Partners, they come and go. Partners are not permanent. PP, PNP, partners not permanent. They come and go whenever they want. So I prefer friends. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I've got to go because my wife is taking a mic. and I'm just about to shoot her. I'm about to phone her up. Phone her. I'm gonna phone the makeup unit to get her, sectioned. Did you hear what she said?
No, I haven't heard a thing.
She's saying
Sorry,
they might take me
women,
away.
women have to
Yeah,
side with
yeah,
women.
yeah, yeah. I know you do stick up together. Anyway,
No,
Angela, that was really good tonight. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you also for being our late. Oh, did you? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
you take
Thank
care. Thank you to everybody for listening, and tune in next Friday, 7 o'clock on Crossroads Podcast UK. And huge thank you to Mr. Beer and his team at Crossroads for giving us great support. See you next time. If you do wish to discuss a topic or have a chat or have a question in which you may need support, please contact Steve Beer. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. From us
And if
both.
you want a date with Angela, if you want a date with Angela, please let me know.
I am busy. I need
We
a
will
year's
fix
notice.
your You've got to turn up on Sunday at church to ring their bells.